Donald Trump just declared Liberation Day in Washington. Let's talk about it.
People are so happy to see our military going into DC and getting these thugs out.
On Monday, August 11th, the president declaring a public crime emergency in the nation's capital.
This is a tragic emergency, and it's embarrassing for me to be up here.
Now, he's vowing to end the city's
Crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor.
Now remember, the District of Columbia, it's weird. It's got a strange governance structure. It's not a state, but it is the seat of the federal government, and it is subject to congressional oversight. Now, Trump is invoking a section of what's called the Home Rule Act. He's temporarily putting the DC police under federal control to clean out
Violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it.
The move here putting Attorney General Pam Bondi in charge of the Metropolitan Police Department, in addition to all the other jobs she has, such as figuring out what to do about the Jeffrey Epstein mess. Now, the president also promising to do things
Like you wouldn't believe.
which involves getting rid of the city's
Slums, too. We have slums here. We're getting rid of them.
We saw some videos just the other day of bulldozers actually clearing out homeless encampments near the National Mall, giving the police an all clear to, quote, hit juvenile troublemakers.
You spit, and we hit. And they can hit real hard.
Whatever that means, as well as vowing to eliminate no cash bail and other liberal sanctuary city policies that he has long railed against.
Because it's sanctuary for criminals.
Trump sending in the National Guard as well to establish, quote, law and order in the
Unsafe, dirty, and disgusting.
city. Crazy thing to say about your hometown, but that's neither here nor there. Now, so far the president has deployed Park Police, ICE, FBI, the ATF, Border Patrol, and the U.S. Marshal Service to the city streets down in D.C. The proximate driver of all of this was when a DOJ staffer who goes by the name Big Balls was allegedly assaulted by a group of juveniles in the process of a carjacking. Talk about a sentence I never thought that I'd say.
Can't believe that he's alive. He can't believe it.
But that's where we are here in 2025. Now, this move is unprecedented. No other president has used Section 740 of the Home Rule Act to federalize DC police before. But the provision will only let Trump's plan take effect for 30 days. After that, he needs Congress. He's got to get congressional approval, which he is now saying he will seek.
We're going to be asking for extensions on that, long-term extensions, because you can't have 30 days.
But police data says violent crime is down some 26% in DC from 2024's 30-year low. Take that with a grain of salt. DC police currently under investigation for allegedly cooking those crime stats to make them look better than they are.
You're going to see a big change in Washington crime stats very soon. Or not the stats that they gave, because they turned out to be a total fraud.
If you've been to DC in the last decade, nobody would disagree that the district does indeed have a pretty serious crime problem, even if rates of violent crime have declined from their high. Now, the city's mostly Democratic leadership and officials, they're accusing the president of exaggerating this problem.
This action today is unsettling and unprecedented. I can't say that given some of the rhetoric of the past, that we're totally surprised.
He's trying to provoke us, but we're smarter than that.
The biggest crime scene that hurts everyday Americans in Washington, D.C. right now is 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
It's pretty clear the president wants his own domestic police force, and step by step he's trying to create it.
Carolyn Leavitt, the press secretary over at the White House, as well as other administration officials, doubling down. They really see this as a political winner for them.
President Trump will not be deterred by soft-on-crime Democrats and media activists who refuse to acknowledge this rampant violence on our streets. He is going to make our nation's capital the most beautiful and safe city on earth.
If we have our way, we will be able to make D.C. safe again. And the president's going to do it.
There's no sanctuary for these people in the city of D.C.
We're going to support doing this in other cities if it works out in Washington, D.C.
Now, we've already seen federal forces on the ground in Georgetown, where there isn't particularly a lot of crime, as well as on the National Mall and across the city. Trump has had harsh words for Democrat-run cities in the past, as we all know.
In major cities like New York, Chicago, and Washington, mothers can't walk their children to the park without fear of being shot or killed or raped or anything.
But it does have us wondering, is D.C. a testing ground for a Trump takeover of other big cities? He didn't hesitate to send the Guard into L.A. earlier this year when we saw those pockets of unrest develop over the ICE raids. And we know, as a born and bred New Yorker, that he pays a lot of attention to what's happening here in the Big Apple.
Then I'm going to look at New York in a little while. Let's do this. Let's do this together.
But a takeover of these cities' police departments would really be a whole nother matter, given that the Constitution, by way of the 10th Amendment, really puts policing in the purview of the those states, not the federal government. Now, whether Trump might find a way to get around the 10th, that we'll have to wait to see.